Okay, so we have these two data now, store and train. So okay, train dot merge, right? Store, right? How on right? You can see more information now. It combined the data, right, based on the store information. And you can see for one store there are lot of sales data, right? Everyday sales data, right? And for each store you also have its property differences, and for each store you have all the information. It's a huge data. Like, how much is it? 17,000, 10 lakh, huh? 10 lakh.
Yeah, merging its store as common.
Yeah, merging on store value.
Yeah.
Got it, right? So the details about store in one store. So here everything got combined, right? So I can do a lot of analysis.
In real time, like how will you get data? So you will provide the data.
Yeah, so the process of consolidating the location from which you will get data, that is known as data pipeline. Okay, so if you're an organization, if you're working with an organization, okay, what would happen is you let me give an example of, say, Redbus. How they do it is, okay. So Redbus, for example, they have different channels. Okay, one is customer gives reviews to them, right? So they have a team. When customer gives a review, they have a team which gets the data and they mark the data. This data is of this type. This data is of this type. This data is used for training and all that. Similarly, no matter what product you are working in, there will be some place which is generating data. You need to prepare that first. This process is known as data pipeline.
So directly we are
here directly CSV files. This is the idea. Okay, so here our data source is Kaggle or data.gov. These are data sources, very popular data source. But in companies when you are working, it won't be the same. Your data sources can be customer feedback, customer reviews, it can be sales information. So you have to create that entire flow. This is not about data process. Data science actually involves consolidating the data pipeline, creating your output, putting it to the dashboard, putting it to the user, using that output again in changing the processes. So all these things comes into picture.
And it's like directly we are collecting data from a database or like this.
It can be many things. It can be from databases, from CSVs, from REST APIs, from JSONs, from customer feedbacks, from forms. It can be many things. Okay. So as a data scientist, your role will be to consolidate that. And okay, I will get data from these sources. These are my interfaces, and finally, whatever data I get it from, I'll put it into database. Then you will be doing pandas on top.
This will be connected like the connections and all. It will be they will be right set up.
No, they. Okay, frankly speaking, let me tell you. It is also part of. It will also be part of your role. You'll have. That's your
communication also.
You have to talk to people. If you read about any documentation on data science, right, you'll always see that a good amount of emphasis is given on how you communicate. It's because I'll tell you the real situation. You are working in a decent size, like 1,000 to 2,000 people organization. There is a team which actually gets data, which is storing data. A data warehousing team stores data. You are part of data analytics team. Why will he do things that the way you want it? Understood what I'm trying to say? He will put it his own style, right? And that might not be convenient for you. Right? That might not be convenient for you. So what is you have to go and tell him that can we do something like this so that it works out for me also? Do you think your manager will do this work? No. You have to do this. So the responsibility of data pipeline creation is responsibility. The responsibility of data pipeline creation is based with the data scientists.
We need to do the ETL process.
you might not be needing to do it. You might have to tell it. You have to tell it to the person. You might have to sit with the person and design this process is known as data pipelining. Okay, ingesting of data. Data will be ingesting into a system. You have to. It's like you got your data is oil, right? I mean, you can very similar. So you can see things that that data warehousing team is like the closest thing which sits to the data, and they have getting data from different. They are good with storing the data. You cannot use it that way. It has to come to your process. You have to tell him what he has to be done. Okay, so there can be multiple sources he is getting your data at. Okay, but different teams are working on different sources. One guy is working on REST APIs data, one guy is working JSON data. You have to call a meeting, tell them I need to consolidate this both of the data in this format so that I can put into database. What will happen? The JSON guy will be in different format, the REST API will be using different format, right? Nothing can happen. You have to make them change, or you have to do that changes yourself when you're ingesting your data. So getting the data ready, companies take 6 to 7 months to do that. Okay, because bigger the work, the bigger the company, the work is more complex. That is why a lot of big companies are now still in the phase of data preparation, right? Because it's so complex for them to get a unified, whatever you are seeing unified data, it's very unrealistic so easily. It takes a lot of processes to get it into this stage. Got it, right? Okay, so that's why if you see the real world, it's very complex because you have to figure out where is what. You have to talk to hundreds of people if you are in a big organization. I need this way. They say, why will I do it? You get approval from director. But frankly, you go to a director, you find it your way out. Okay, this is the real world. Do you think the entire world will try to help you? No. Okay, it will not happen. That's precisely because everybody has to work in this area. I mean, then why will I do your work? Okay, and you cannot do all the work. Okay, these are challenges the data scientist face. Okay, that's all for today. So what we understood is concat, merge and join. Start working with some real data to get some hang of it. Okay, and
yeah, Avantik, today class will be upload. You will upload the session.
Just subscribe to those channels. I'll be uploading it after the session by an hour.
Okay.
This document also,
In the meantime, let me just quickly upload it here in my machine learning for beginners. Okay, because it needs little cleanup which our intern team will do. Okay, I'm just uploading it here so that nobody's stuck.
One thing about this Kaggle, so if you download zip file, so you download, I mean, you load the zip file only or
Unzip. Okay, I uploaded it here itself. Okay, pandas, concat and all that. Just check that out. Just see the now thing, right? Just start showing up. This one, pandas, concatenate join. This is the one. This no. And yeah, this looks all good. Okay. Chalo guys, let me upload those videos here. And now everybody is in WhatsApp group and yeah.
Can you please share this URL? Can you please share this URL? I mean that GitHub.
Okay.
So when we get a data, like we are using this West Bengal data and Tamil Nadu data, so most of the time we have to explore, right? And we have to take and plot everything.
plotting will learn. After that, I will show the distribution also. That's the reason I couldn't do one few things.
Sometimes we have to like multiply and divide also, like repeating per sector and everything.
Yeah. So this is definitely a good glimpse of how
Yeah.
some financial data, company data is there. Yes, tomorrow class is here. After that, we'll be having a break.
For me, it's long.
You'll be coming on? For you, you'll be coming back on?
10 to night, so might be I will be
Online also, it will be possible for
I
you.
try.
Online, try and let me know in the group. This morning, also, right? So if you're anywhere going at your home and all that, generally nobody wakes up. Internet, Zoom for in fact from your phone also, right? You can take it from phone in the sense making phone as well.
Hometown, it has to do with coverage and all.
Where is your hometown?
Maharashtra.
Oh no, why Maharashtra? Maharashtra is developed state, right? See the stats.
I
Okay.
try to.
Okay. See you guys.
And math class.
Maths class I will take. Earlier actually Ashish used to take it. Okay, but now this batch onwards I will be taking it. Okay, so let me check with you. Few classes Ashish might take. The rest of the classes I will take.
He can take the sessions, so in this week, 2-3 sessions he can.
You want to miss those maths classes? You want to miss those maths classes? Maths classes don't miss.
I don't want to miss any of the class.
Any recordings will be there. Okay, and let me see. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow class is there.
Okay, bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.